Good morning. It is absolutely frigid this morning. You can tell I'm bundled up, man. It is like 48 degrees out right now. I probably shouldn't be fishing at dark at the sunrise, but I figured why not? See it as a challenge pretty much. It is very, very cold, man. So I expect the bite to be so slow. It went from being in the high 60s in the morning yesterday to being like 75 in the afternoon to being 49 degrees this morning. It is cold, very, very cold. But I think we can still catch some fish. We're just definitely gonna have to slow down our approach. I talked about the other day in a video where when it's cold out, you need to slow down everything. You need to even slow down the type of baits you use, and by that, I talked about, you know, not using baits with huge action or big giant boot tails, but baits that have really small, minuscule action. You know what I'm saying. But that's the plan. We're probably just gonna flip docks, honestly, and maybe once the sun comes up and if the water's clear enough, we'll see if we can look on some like little sand flats and see if snook are moving up, trying to sun and to warm up top. But we're probably gonna start flipping docks here, dude. It's windy, it's cold, but I'm hopeful. Oh my god! Are you kidding me? First cast on this stupid wake bait. I didn't even say anything about it because I didn't think I'd get hit on it. And first cast, this thing just got crushed. Oh, it's a jack. Gosh, choked it. Alright, first fish of the morning right there, little jack. I'm looking for something a little bigger than that though, and a little more snooky than that. Alright, pulling up to a new spot. There's a little jack crevalle feeding frenzy going on over here. We'll definitely hook up in here. Watch, probably first cast, I would guess. Oh, I'm on. Probably had it for a while. It's probably just swimming at the boat. Okay, little guy right there. Got bumped right there. On. What I got? Snook. Yeah, snook. There we go. Alright, first fish of the morning right there. Just a little snook. He's probably only, what, 15 to 18 inches long. First real fish other than two tiny jack right there. And he actually ate one of those Lake Fork magic shads. Very cool. He's actually really warm. The water temperature hasn't cooled down a ton yet, but the air temperature is very cold, so I'm not going to leave him out too long. Keep him warm. On. Feels like a good fish. Or it's just a little jack. Yeah, it's a jack. bite started digging on me really hard, and I was like, oh man, this might be a bigger snook. But it was not. Took a bite out of this fish right here. He's got a nice open wound on him. Ooh, good snook. Good snook, good snook, good snook. I gotta fight him light. I'm only on 17-pound test right here. It's a good fish. He's coming up, he's coming up. I have to go so light on this fish. I'm using 17-pound fluorocarbon. He's trying to touch my freaking motor now. Get this net out. Got him. Yes. Hey, whoever idea it was for me to start bringing a net, that was a good idea. That's a big snook, man, for such a light little tackle setup. Another one on the Lake Fork trophy right there. Oh my gosh, that fish was barely hooked. It literally popped out right when I picked it up. Alright, that's a nice one right there. That's a very good sized snook. I'd say he's probably 28 inches right there on that little Lake Fork trophy lure. He's got some beat up, torn up fins though. Look at that thing right there. And even every single fin on this fish is ripped up practically. That's an awesome fish on that super light setup. This would be the biggest fish so far in my new combo right there. I'm only running 17-pound fluorocarbon on it, but it's getting it done really, really well. 2 snook, 2 or 3 jack, I don't even remember. That's a beautiful fish. We're gonna release him. Man, that was awesome. I'm very thankful to keep that fish on. I'm glad I had a net in the boat. Whoever suggested a net, smart guy. Whoever thought a net would be helpful. But this little golden shiner color right here with a red jig head is absolutely crushing them. And I was very worried that that fish was going to fray through my line. I'm just going straight 17-pound fluorocarbon. But I'm getting a ton of bites. I was throwing with 30-pound leader before and was not getting snipped at all. But now I've hammered a few fish. So this is turning out to be a good morning. All right, it's been okay. You know, it's been kind of slow, but for how cold it was, and it's been better than I expected, honestly. And I think once we switched over to this little Lake Fork Magic Shad, we started really getting a lot of bites, and this thing it's awesome. This is my last one I have with me, I think, and so when I get back home, I'm probably gonna order some more because they've been killing it for me. And I don't know if it's specifically the bait or just a little swim bait switch over. The shrimp was not getting bit today, but this bad boy right here was definitely getting crushed. So we're gonna keep throwing, but it's felt good, you know, breaking the new bait caster, get a little bit of work in on it, and catch a decent sized snook on it. You know, he's probably somewhere between 25 to 28 inches, I would guess. I have a measuring tape now, but I still don't even bother to measure fish like that. You know, when they get real big, then I'll start measuring them. But it's been fun. You know, we're kind of hopping around a lot. What's happening right now in the cold weather, snook do one of 2 things. They either get deep down underneath docks and bridges and get in that water that takes longer to change. You know, deeper water, it takes longer for the temperature to change. Or they get up in the shallows where the sun's shining and they sun out almost like lizards or snakes would. And they want to get in those shallows and catch some rays. And it just helps them warm up. And so that's how we've been targeting. And we've been trying to hit these little flat areas in between docks, because where I live there really isn't any flats, but there is shallow areas in between residential docks. So that's what we've been doing, and it seems to be working. So we got a little bit of a stretch we're going to fish here, and it'll probably close out the day fishing and hopefully hook into a few more. On. This feels like a good fish. Ooh, big snook, big snook, big snook, big snook. That's not huge, but it's about the same size as that last one, I think. Oh no, it's much bigger. Oh my god, it just threw it. Holy crap, that thing was freaking huge. God, that was a 35-inch snook right there. Oh, he just threw it. Gosh, that sucks. Alrighty, I am done for this morning. It's about 11 o'clock. The wind really kicked up and there's a lot of boat traffic starting to roll around, so I decided it's time to call it quits. It was a pretty good morning, all things considered. You know, coming out this morning, I really did not have high expectations at all, with it starting out in the high 40s this morning, very, very cold for South Florida, and it ended up working out pretty well. You know, the bite was actually surprisingly okay. It took a while to find out what they wanted to eat. You know, I threw the DOA shrimp for a little and caught like a microscopic jack, and once I finally put on this swim bait, it really started to pan out and really started to work well. But it was a good morning. You know, that Lake Fork Magic Shad worked really well. I'll probably order a few more of those, but it's hard to say whether it's hard to say whether, you know, if any type of little swim bait would have worked or if it was just that, but they really seemed to be keying in on small presentations. I was very surprised that that big snook, what the heck, that big snook ate a little tiny bait like that. But all in all, it was a good morning. I appreciate you guys. See ya.